Scugog Life. Guess where I'm at? Yes, I'm at McDonald's, and today happens to be Happy Day, Mchappy Day, on May 11th. And McDonald's is doing some wonderful things for charities today. Just a minute, I gotta serve some food. Hi. Thanks for coming to Mchappy Day. That was the first time I've done that. I feel like giving you a high five. Anyways, we're gonna have a great show. Make sure you keep watching. McDonald's is doing wonderful things for charities in the community, such as the Jennifer Ashley Children's Community, or children's charities are benefiting from today. Precious Minds as well, along with Big Brothers and Big Sisters of North Durham. So we got a lot going on the show, and we'll make sure that you get to know all the wonderful things that all these charities are doing for families also in North Durham. We'll be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life. Thanks for coming out to Mchappy Day. You're welcome. Hot straw, bottle. Thanks so much.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
A properly fitting life jacket or personal flotation device will keep the wearer afloat. Adult flotation devices are fitted by chest size. When fastened properly and lifted, the PFD should not be able to be pulled up past the wearer's nose and ears. With inflatable PFDs, it is a one-size-fits-most. When worn, it is best to leave the straps a little loose, so there's some room if the jacket needs to be inflated.
Welcome. Join me on the Rogers TV Durham for learning yoga in just 10 classes. My name is Sri. I'm a yoga teacher at Yoga Point, and it's my privilege to spend the next few weeks with you.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So now with me on the show is Amy Stevenson, who is the Digital Marketing and Communications Coordinator for Big Brothers Big Sisters North Durham. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us. I'm so excited.
Now, we had Mchappy Day right now, and it's an important day for you guys because you're going to be able to, it's going to help support your programs. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. It's such a wonderful day to be part of this community, to be here with our other charity partners, because it's a small town, as we all know, living here, right? So we get to work with our other charity friends, which is really great to see members of the community. And both of our communities in Scugog and Uxbridge are so incredibly generous. So we're really excited about that. And what this money will do for us is help support our mentoring programs that we have for children and youth in North Durham.
Okay, so I know most people don't have their head in the sand. Most people know what Big Brothers and Big Sisters are, but just in case some don't, can you tell me about what the mentoring programs, first in school, what is that in-school program?
So we have a couple of programs that kids in our area can be involved in. So in-school mentoring is 1 hour a week for the school year. They're matched with a big. And what they do is get together for an hour once a week, and it's anything that the child wants to do at school. If they want to work on homework, if they want to play games, they want to be outside, anything, just, that special connection one-to-one. The research is showing kids need a support network of stable adults. And unfortunately, not every child has access to that. And so with our in-school programs, they're doing it in school. It's not taking up any extra time because everyone else is, busy with extracurriculars and all of those things and all the sports that people play. So this gives them a chance to have that time during school for one-to-one, a person that's there just for them to support them and help them.
Beautiful. So tell us about the program that takes place outside of the school.
So that's our traditional program, so Big Brother, Big Sister matches. And that one's a little bit more involved. Typically, we're looking for a mentor who's able to commit to 2 hours a week to spend with their little. And so they're matched based on their interests. It's a really you can't just call us up and say, I want to be a big brother, big sister. You can, and that's really great, but we have a whole process to train them on how to mentor effectively. And then we find out, what the mentor is interested in, what their interests and hobbies are, and we match that with that of our littles as well. So we make a really close match so that they're able to do activities that they both enjoy, or sometimes that the little wants to learn more about. We had a great story of a little who was struggling in school, got a big brother, and they spent a lot of time working on snowmobiles and machines, and now he wants to go to school and learn more about mechanics and do that when he grows up, but had never been exposed to that before. And so they learned that working with their big brother, and they've been matched for about 4 or 5 years now. So it's a continual program. Some of our matches start really young and go until they reach our max age in our programs, which is really wonderful.
Beautiful. Now, getting support from the community obviously is really, really important for your program. And being North Durham, you are Port Perry, you are Uxbridge, and also Brock.
That's right.
So what do you need from the community right now? Are you looking for volunteers right now?
We are definitely looking for volunteers. We are always looking for mentors. Like I said, it is a process to get into being matched, right? So we want people to, as soon as they're even interested in the program, to start going through that process so that when we have the right child to match them with, they're ready to go. So we're definitely looking for volunteer mentors. We also need volunteers for events. We just had a big event last week, and we've got another, our Winding Roads event is coming up in September, which is a big concert event, so we need lots of volunteers for that. We're looking for board members, if anybody's interested in that, and we also need people to help. We'd love to have some help in our office. As you know, we're a small charity. We're 4 people, so the more help we can have from people who are interested, in event planning or marketing, anything like that, who can support, what we're doing as staff, that would be amazing.
Beautiful. So, help with volunteers, yes, and help with maybe financially?
Absolutely.
In addition to Mchappy Day?
Absolutely.
Right.
That makes our programs run. That gives us the opportunity to have these programs in our schools and have the traditional matches. And I should mention, I forgot to mention kids as well. We have space for kids in our programs too. So it's a great time to, if you have any questions about it, to connect with our program staff. They'd be happy to connect with parents and talk about what the programs entail and think about whether it's right for their kids.
Now, being that the summer is almost here, it's definitely feeling like it today, depending on where you're watching it. But what would the programs look like during the summer?
So our traditional matches continue all year long.
Okay.
They all run regardless of time of year. In-school mentoring is typically in that school year, so September till June. And we also do have some larger group programs as well. So those typically run in conjunction with the school year too, but we're looking at some other options as well to see what we can have during the summer, but our traditional program runs year round.
Okay, beautiful. So a child that might be good for the program, would you say someone so they don't have their own big brothers and sisters, or maybe they are with a single parent family? What is the typical child that ends up being a good match for the program?
I think any of those scenarios certainly would be helpful, but it's not necessary. I think when Big Brothers Big Sisters started, that was the original intent. It was started as Big Brothers and boys who didn't have dads, but now we can have, but we have children in our program who have a full family unit, but they're struggling. And as we've seen through COVID, our kids are struggling with their mental health. So any child who needs extra support can be part of our programs.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. It was wonderful to have you on the show, Amy.
Thank you.
We will be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
You must be the reporter. Come with me.
So, Miss McGill, how does it feel being Canada's famous women engineer?
The real story is the work we've done retooling this factory.
To build the Hawker Hurricane?
Indeed. 40 planes last month with a capacity of up to 100. Our fighters are over England as we speak. Of course, it pains me to see airplanes mass-produced like boxcars or baby carriages. But in war, we make concessions in favor of innovation.
You must feel at home, though, managing all of these women.
I'm not here to manage women.
Well, you must admit it is an unusual job.
I'm the chief engineer here. I do what engineers do. That's all.
What are we doing now?
We're to win this war. We need to know how she flies.
Elsie McGill was the world's first female aeronautical engineer. She oversaw Canada's production of Hawker Hurricanes during the Second World War, earning her the nickname Queen of the Hurricanes.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So now with me on the show is Patty Maloney, one of the board members from Precious Minds. Patty, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
So you are here because Precious Minds is also going to be a recipient of the funds that are raised during Mchappy Day.
Yes.
So very, very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for those, for the community members who are unaware about what Precious Minds does, can you give us a little summary about that?
Absolutely. Well, since 1999, Precious Minds has been providing support, care, and hope to children, youth, and adults who have developmental disabilities in the rural North Durham region. And we provide meaningful, research-based programming that's very popular, that helps people feel involved in the community, build friendships, gain life skills, and stay fit.
Nice. And so is this all year round?
All year round, yes.
Beautiful. Is there an application to become involved with it? So whether you have a child, a youth, or an adult, there's a process that you go through?
Yes, just visit preciousminds.com or give us a call, send us an email, and we'll discuss your individual needs. All of our programming is meant to meet and be adapted to the individuals in our programs. And so if there's any family that has anyone who would be helped by this, we have wonderful programs, and it'd be great. Give us a shout. We'd love to help you.
Beautiful. So why is Mchappy Day important to Precious Minds?
Well, we're very grateful to be considered to be chosen this year as a recipient of Mchappy Day funding, and it 100% supports the programming that we offer. So without funding, our programs don't happen, and we have a great and very popular summer camp for youth and adults. We have an adult life skills day program that happens year-round. We have bowling and swimming and walking and Zoom cafes and all kinds of wonderful programs that would not happen without those funds.
So I'm so glad that you're being supported this year. Now, obviously, Mchappy Day is not going to support your funding with the funding that you need to run everything all year round. Right. So what other support do you need from the community?
Well, funding throughout the rest of the year, we have charitable things like, the golf, we have golf tournaments and things like that, or you can just donate on a monthly basis. But we also are in need at this time of board members, if there's anyone in the community who would like to be involved, and volunteers.
Okay, so do you happen to have a golf tournament coming up?
We do in September, and I don't have the date on.
That's okay. I put her on the spot with this one. So sorry. I just thought I'd mention
but we do.
You want to promote. Okay.
Yes.
So they can.
So if they go to Precious Minds,
on the website.
Yeah. If you go to preciousminds.com, you'll find information about the golf tournament happening, and I believe it's at Cherry Downs, and it's in the fall. And we may or may not have sometimes we have a winter, wine tasting thing, but with COVID, we're still working out whether that will be happening. So
wine tasting.
Or it's the wine and food, the local restaurateurs.
Nice. Okay, that sounds really, really good. So why did you decide to get involved with Precious Minds?
Wow, good question. It was a few years ago. I used to be a special education teacher, and I knew they needed help, and I also work in marketing, and thought, yeah, sure, locally support and help the families around. Yeah, and it's actually a really wonderful group of the volunteers and the staff of Precious Minds are an amazing group of people. So
I think that's really important, because if you are considering and volunteering in the community, you're dedicating time and energy, and why not be around a really great group of people? You want to be involved with people who you connect with, you vibe with, have positive energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. It's a wonderful group of people. So for sure, come on over.
Do you find, because COVID has been happening and now that things have been opening up, that you're in even more gratitude now for having this volunteer experience, this opportunity?
Yes, it is wonderful. I mean, our programming did move virtual from Precious Minds, but it's so nice to be back out in the community and seeing people and doing fundraisers and all of these wonderful things.
That is amazing. Can you, is there at least one story that you'd like to share about the impact maybe that Precious Minds has made?
Yes, well there are so many, and at the end of camp, at the end of each week of camp, the people who are involved do a talent show, and at the talent shows, it's pretty amazing to see the support people have for each other. The other people who are there as someone's performing, they are just so proud and happy to be involved, and the support we've provided has given respite to some families who've been in need of that as well, and they're growing up and graduating, becoming adults, and out into the big world.
Do any of the graduates want to come back and volunteer?
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
And they keep coming out.
Well, thank you so much. I'm so glad that your program is there to support the families out there, and you are supporting families in Uxbridge,
Brock,
Port Perry,
and
Brock.
Scugog. Yep. So Scugog, Uxbridge, and Brock townships.
Beautiful. And that website again is?
PreciousMinds.com.
Awesome. So they can still register for camps?
Ooh, yes, I think so. Yes, they can. So give them a shout.
Okay, so camps and other programs are they are available.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you so much. It was so wonderful to have you on the show. We'll be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
Illness doesn't have to be a life sentence. Join me each week on Health 180 with Carrie and Fenn as we talk with doctors and other experts about how to reset your life after an illness. Learn health and wellness tips, patient stories, advice, and solutions from professionals on how to be the best you. Together we are stronger. That's Health 180 with Carrie and Fenn right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So Mackenzie Todd is with me, and she is the Events and Development Officer from Jennifer Ashley's Children's Charities. I wanted to make sure I said that correctly, so welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So Jennifer Ashley's Children's Charities is also a recipient of Mchappy Day. So can you give the community an idea of what the charity does?
Yeah, absolutely. So we support seriously ill children and their families with the costs associated with having a sick child. So we pay rent, groceries, transportation, provide therapy. We pay for therapy, sorry. Yeah. And essentially just help families navigate the illness in their child.
You know what? I just want to say, I think there's a lot of people out there who don't realize, even though we have OHIP does not cover all the costs when you're sick.
Absolutely.
And so families need additional support.
Yeah, and also oftentimes parents have to take a break from work to care for their child. There's often long hospital stays. and just special costs associated with having a child, a sick child even, that I don't think people realize or understand until you're actually in the situation.
The one thing that just came to mind too is even paying for parking when you're going to the hospital.
Absolutely.
Those bills every single day or however often you have to go can be astronomical.
For sure, for sure.
Okay, and then also when you're I'm thinking when you're in the hospital bed too, and you want your child to at least have a TV or something, you have to pay for the cost of that.
Yeah, or if you have other children that you need to provide childcare for, et cetera, et cetera. I think the costs just add up essentially everywhere.
And I can just feel that overwhelmment like building up within the parents, not normally needing to pay for these costs, right? And that can be scary. And
yeah, and especially when you're navigating oftentimes very serious illness, the last thing you want to worry about is how you're going to pay your hydro bill or provide groceries for your family. But I think that it consumes families. So we're there to support them and be a little bit of a safety net when they can't support themselves.
Do you also offer that emotional support for families too?
We don't. We oftentimes work directly with social workers who essentially represent the families. So a lot of families come to us from the large hospitals in Ontario, but they have a really great team typically on their side. So we're there for the financial piece. And of course our staff are always there if they need to chat, but we work really hard to be super direct with the funding. Especially in an emergency, we try and make it in and out so that we can provide that relief for them as soon as possible.
Now, during COVID, has the need for families, have you noticed the need go up? Have applications been increasing?
The need has gone up, it's increased, but it's also changed a little bit. We used to fund a lot of therapy, respite, and while those programs aren't even running, our asks have been so much on crisis, paying rent, groceries, transportation, basic necessities of life, that these families need help and they need help fast. So we're glad to be there and provide that safety net, but it's so sad to think that there's families in our own communities that just need that little help up.
Yeah, it is sad, but it's also, it warms the heart knowing that there's charities out there such as yours that are assisting families.
For sure.
Now, obviously Mchappy Day is not going to provide you all the funds that you need for the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the ask that you'd like to put out to the community? What are you looking for?
Of course, financial support in any way, shape, or form is key. We can't do what we do without financial support, but even just the awareness piece, volunteers, following us on Instagram, visiting our website, just getting to know what we do. Maybe there's a way for you to help us that we don't know either. So yeah, definitely just get to know Jennifer Ashley. Follow us on Instagram, visit our website. We have some events coming up that volunteers are key to that as well. But yeah.
Okay, so events.
Yeah.
Can you think of any of the events that you might have coming up?
Yeah, so we have an event coming up in September. It's at a private barn in Stouffville, but it'll be a great way to get to know the charity if you don't know the charity. So visit our website for sure. It's jenash.org for more information about that in the coming weeks. But yeah.
Okay, so jenash.org is where they can go for more information.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for volunteers, is there a certain type of individual, the skills that they have, the type of volunteer aspirations that they have that might be a good fit for your organization?
Honestly, just anyone that's excited about the cause, excited about the work that we do. Willing to help us, but if you or if anyone feels that they could bring something to our team, we're more than happy to work with people to make Jennifer Ashley bigger and better, to meet more families is really where that's the ultimate goal.
Now, if there's a family that is looking for support and they go through, I'm guessing, an application process.
Yes, they do.
What's the typical length of time for that application process and to see whether they are going to be accepted? Yeah, they qualify.
We like to make it fairly quick. We don't want to make families wait if they do qualify. They can visit our website for the application process. There's a couple, they have to meet an income level and a few, like based on the diagnosis and what they're working with their child. But if they do qualify, we would love to help them, and they can call our office or visit our website for more information.
Okay, beautiful. So basically the application process happens all year round?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, that's beautiful. Thank you so much
Well, thanks for
having
having
on
me.
the show and for all that you do.
Yeah.
And if you want to find out more, please visit their website, jenash.com.
Yeah, .org, sorry.
.org,
Yeah.
jenash.org. And we'll be back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life, so keep on watching.
My husband is a wonderful man and a great father when he's not drinking. I'm so angry he chooses alcohol over us. If he really loved us, he'd stop drinking, right? My counselor suggested I try Al-Anon. I didn't understand why. I'm not the one with the problem, but I'm glad I went. Do you worry about someone's drinking? You are not alone. Al-Anon or Alateen can help. Call 866-200-0033 or visit alanon.org/hope.
I'm Jonathan Van Bilsen. My next guest is the Mayor of Scugog Township, Her Worship Mayor Bobby Drew. We'll learn all about her life in politics now that she's retiring, and we'll find out the story behind the person, right here on Rogers TV.
Hello, Glenn Ward here for Knights of Columbus TV Bingo. Every Tuesday at 7 o'clock, right here on Rogers TV, your chance to win up to $5,000 with all proceeds going to local charities. Come play Knights of Columbus TV Bingo right here on Rogers TV.
Hi, thanks for coming to Mchappy Day. There's one, there's another. You have long arms, that's good. Well, that's a wrap to Uxbridge Scugog Life. And thank you so much to McDonald's Uxbridge for the beautiful support for the community, helping the charities. I was talking to Jennifer Ashley Charities, the Big Brother, Big Sister, Precious Minds. They are so grateful for the support of McDonald's and Mchappy Day. And thank you as well for your contribution by coming to support McDonald's and these charities on Mchappy Day. If you want to be on the show, because we got shows every week, right? So if you want to be on the show, you can send us an email, Uxbridge Scugog Life at rci.rogers.com. We'll be back next week for more. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. After filming this episode of Uxbridge Scugog Life, we found out from the owners of the McDonald's in Port Perry and in Uxbridge that for Mchappy Day, they had a combined raising of funds that was beyond what they had ever achieved before. So together they raised $42,116.16. So congratulations to both McDonald's for Port Perry and Uxbridge. Congratulations to the community members who went out there and did their part, and to the 3 awesome nonprofit organizations that are making a difference in the community.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
some kind of Canadian joke, sir? I mean, I know you're the instructor and everything, but we can't carry the ball. How can we get a decent shot at the peach basket?
All right. Maybe we can allow a carry of a couple of steps.
And Mr. Naismith, sir, it sure slows things down having to climb up here every time.
Well, then